Now, after weeks of lockdown, Shanghai has reported today that 3 people have died from COVID-19 in the latest outbreak, which has kept the city of 25 million confined to their homes. All 3 deaths were elderly people with underlying conditions. Our next report gets you all the latest developments from Shanghai.
Shanghai has set a target to stop the spread of COVID-19 outside of quarantined areas by Wednesday, 2 sources close with the matter said. This would allow the city to further ease its lockdown and start returning to normal life as public frustrations grow. The city's new target of zero COVID at the community level by April 20th was communicated in a speech officially dated Saturday to the city's Communist Party and organisations such as schools, according to the sources who declined to be named as the information was not public. China's definition of zero COVID status at the community level means that no new cases emerge outside quarantined areas. The target will require officials to accelerate COVID testing and the transfer of positive cases to quarantine centres. Ending community-level transmission has been a turning point for other Chinese localities that locked down, such as Shenzhen City, which last month reopened public transport and let businesses go back to work shortly after achieving that target. A speech by the party secretary of the city's Baoshan district described it as an order that had come as the city's situation reached a critical moment, with growing public anxiety and food supply pressures. The Shanghai government and China's State Council did not immediately respond to requests for comment.
Now, as COVID cases cripple Shanghai and lockdown drags on, the increasing cost of China's zero-COVID policy threatens to derail Beijing's ambitious GDP target as per analysts. Shanghai is the financial and commercial core of mainland China, and since Shanghai remains in strict lockdown, the country faces disrupted supply chains and port delays. The economic woes of the country are only set to worsen. Growth in the world's second-largest economy was already slowing down in the latter half of 2021, with property market witnessing a slump amid regulatory crackdowns. Leading policymakers now predict China is likely to set its lowest annual GDP target in decades for 2022. Experts also believe that the figure of 5.5% would be tough to achieve, as the stay-at-home orders are halting production and stunting consumer spending as well. China's economy saw a good start in January and February with fewer energy constraints, domestic demand recovery, fiscal stimulus and resilient exports. Analysts now predict that coronavirus outbreak would reverse the gains made earlier in the year. Chinese car makers this week warned of severe disruptions as well and even alluded to possible halting of production completely if the lockdown in the business hub was to continue. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.